Hello friends, it's Kelly Pullum here, also known as Craftin' Granny. I'm an independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up! In Canada, and I love to share card making with you. I hope that you will be inspired to create cards for your family and friends and enjoy just some fun paper crafting time together with me tonight. I'm demonstrating for you the Countryside Corners dies, and I will be focusing on those for the next 3 weeks, so this week and 2 more, primarily because I think these are dies that are going to be really very versatile in your crafting stash. I'm already finding that I have more ideas than I have time to create with them. And so I think you're going to find they're a lovely nesting set of dies, and I think you're going to find that you'll love them as well. Hi Nancy, welcome. I'm so glad to see you. So I was just a minute late starting here tonight because I was fiddling with my craft setup. And of course, as soon as I get everything set up, Ziva starts to howl. And I'm trying to figure out what is it she wants, because I don't want her to interrupt during the video. And I go out and I open the sliding door and she doesn't want to go out. And then I come back and she's still carrying on and I can't figure it out. Finally I go out, sure enough, she needs water. So that's what it was. Anyway, hopefully we'll be all good and we won't have any interruptions as I share with you tonight. So if you've been watching the live videos, you know that I am in the midst of a move. I'm over the moon excited about the house we're moving to in Sudbury. We finally found a home, and as long as everything goes according to plan, it will be ours on June 19th. And I'm super excited about that. I'm going to try to continue with the lives. I probably will have to, maybe take a week off when we move or something, but I'm going to try and continue with the lives right through. I'm also working on other things to do with my business. So I've got cards designed for a kit, like a card kit of the month for June. And I've used the Hello Ladybugs for the cards. I think they are super cute, and I think they're really appropriate for the month of June. I don't know about you, but where I live, when I used to be in the country, sometimes farmers would put the ladybugs in their fields in the spring in order to eat the bugs, and I could come home in June and find ladybugs all over my screen door at home because we lived out in the country, and those ladybugs like to fly. Anyway, so I hope that might interest some of you. This will be the first time I've done a kit of the month, so I'm still working out some of the details, but the cards are gorgeous. I will share them with you next week because I'm putting just little finishing touches on them before I share them. But anyway, I hope that you'll like them and maybe purchase that Hello Ladybug stamp set so that you'll be able to make those cards. Anyway, I'm going to get started with tonight's card. I am making a trifold card, and this card came about because someone in my downline, or not in my downline, one of my fellow stampers, one of my fellow demonstrators said she'd seen somebody make a card like this, and she said, I don't know how she did it. And I said, oh, I think I can figure it out. So here we are. I've got the card to share with you tonight. So that's kind of exciting. So I'm going to switch us over to the desktop view here. And I'm a little crooked. I've adjusted my camera settings here a little bit tonight, and my Archon stand is just not cooperating. It's kind of drooping, and I can't figure out what's going on with it. But hopefully it won't droop too much as we go through here. Okay, so first of all, I'm using the Countryside Inn Designer Series paper, and it is absolutely gorgeous paper. It's all in blue shades. It's got lovely flowers, as Stampin' Up! Often has. It's got this paper with the birds on it, one with bunnies, this one with foxes, this one with the trees. At first it was my favorite, although I'm starting to love some of the others now too as well. And then this one, which is a lighter, it reminds me of a wallpaper sort of thing. And then on the back, you've got some more patterns here. again, just these could be used, oh, sorry, that'll make you dizzy spinning that one around. These could be used for masculine cards, just all sorts of cards. You can just, the sky's the limit as far as this go. So if you love blues like I do, this is a beautiful designer series paper. All right. I'm also using the Countryside Corner dies. So they come in a set and they're nesting dies like this. And I'm using a number of these tonight. I'm using the Something Fancy stamp set. And I'm particularly going to use this birthday sentiment and the happy birthday sentiment. So that's going to be for tonight. And then I've got the Petal Park stamp set. So this one I'm going to use the flowers and these leaves up here. Okay. So to start off with, to create the card base for this card, I'm going to take a piece of Night of Navy cardstock and I'm going to cut it at 5.5. I'm actually not going to need, maybe I should measure my die because I'm not actually going to need the full height here. Yeah, I think I'm going to cut it that way though. It's close enough, close enough. So I'm going to cut it at 5.5. Okay, so here we go, and I'm going to cut all the way along here. Then I'm going to pull out my arm here on my trimmer. I have to put it low enough so you can see. See, my camera really is falling. Let me try a different view here. This gives you a little bit more that you can see, and I think that's going to be helpful tonight. Sorry, took myself away, but you'll see more of the card. That's what's important. So I'm going to go to 10 and 1 millimeter. So past the 10-inch mark, 1 tick. Okay, and cut that. Now I'm going to score here at 3 3/8. So the scoring is with the gray, and you can't see. I got to move that over now. Here we go. So 3 3/8. Then I'm going to 6 3/4. And that leaves this last piece 1 millimeter less than these others. Now I'm going to fold these. The first one is coming in. Here, and then this one is coming over. And then my die is going to fit over top here, and it comes past the edge of my folds. So that means that the part where the fold is will not be cut, but the top and bottom of the shape will be cut. And so I'm just going to grab my die cutting machine. I don't know if this is even going to fit here. I am going to have to raise this camera. It's just not working. Excuse me while I try to loosen this because it's really tight. It does not want to cooperate. Okay, I'll try from here then. Okay, that's a little bit better. It's probably going to droop on me again, but I'll just do my best. Okay, so here we go. So this is my folded cardstock, and I'm putting my die over top, and I can feel that the die is going beyond both sides of my cardstock here. Just hold that into position the best I can, and then we'll run this through. Looks like I need to go again because it didn't quite go all the way through 3 layers. I'm actually going to turn that a little bit so that it'll go through without a big kerplunk. There we go. That's better. Now I can see the top has come off, but not the bottom. You know, one thing you should know about these die cutting machines is that the pressure is stronger at the outside edges. So I'm going to try and put this over towards the outside edge here. And voila. There we go. A little tape holding things on there, but otherwise we're good. So I'm gently going to peel that off. Should be fine because I have used that tape before. There we go. So now we have our card that folds together, a trifold. Beautiful, eh? All right, so I need to switch here so I can see any comments that come in. If you are watching, please say hello. I love to know who's here with me. All right, so now I'm going to take this Floral Designer Series paper, and I have pre-cut it so that it fits just inside here. I've also pre-cut a white piece the same size. I've cut 2 pieces of Designer Series paper in a smaller hexagon, and then I've cut 2 of the smallest little pieces from that die set, and I have some white paper that I'm going to stamp the Petal Park flowers. So to put this together, we're going to start off by gluing this first piece on the outside. I need to find my adhesive. Here it is. Hi Marilyn, so good to see you. I can't wait for Friday night. We're going to have a good time at our team meeting. I got some swaps ready. So there's the first piece. Then I'm going to open this second piece, and this is going to go on top of here. The funny thing is I created this card and then I lost it. So hopefully I will recall correctly, because I was laying in bed at night thinking, oh my goodness, can I remember how I did that to make all the pieces go together? I don't know about you guys, but I honestly have no idea. I don't know whether I gave this card to someone. I don't know whether I set it aside in a very safe place in the midst of our moving. It's possible, you know, but it's just one of those things that's been happening lately, and I have to just smile and go with it, because otherwise I would go crazy. So now I'm going to take one of these wallpaper sort of pieces, and it's going to go on this side. There we go. And then I'm going to put the other wallpaper piece on this side. Here we are. And I'm going to stamp on the inside here. So on the inside, I'm going to have the happy birthday. I'm using Night of Navy ink for that. Just going to set this up across here. I have been liking this happy birthday sentiment. It seems to do a nice clear stamp. You can see it just kind of pops off of there beautifully, doesn't it? So I'm quite enjoying that. And then I'm going to use I Didn't Forget Your Birthday. I'm just stretching out the celebration. And I'm going to mask it. So this one is going to go on the very inside here. There we go. And then I'm going to take this piece and I'm going to mask the sentiment. And yes, I do have my washi tape here. I think I used a post-it note before, but washi tape will do for tonight. Whatever you've got to cover. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to cover the bottom here and exclude the bottom part of the sentiment. And I'm just going to do I Didn't Forget Your Birthday. Now don't forget when you do this, you have to take the tape off before you stamp. Ask me how I know. And then I'm going to line this up, and it's a little hard with the camera here. I'm trying to get in here. I need the I didn't forget part right up near the top in order to get everything on there, but that worked out pretty well. And I can clean that off. I love the way this type of masking extends your sentiments so that you can get more variety out of them. So now I'm going to mask the I didn't forget part. I didn't forget your birthday. And I'm just going to ink up the bottom part there. Remove that. And this is going on. On the lower half. Hopefully I've got this. Ta-da! A little crooked, but that's okay. All right, now these little bits are going on here. So the first one is coming on the front, and I'm actually going to extend it off the side of the card. And it doesn't matter that it's going off the side of the card because I have 4 1/4 inches to make my card. So I don't want to go past the 4 1/4 mark, but you can see I've got more than enough room here to make sure that this is going to stay on the card, but still be off towards the side of it. So I'm going to put some adhesive on there, and I'm going to have this come off the side like so. And then I'm going to open this up, and I'm going to put some adhesive here, and I'm actually going to line these up here. So this one is going right underneath the other one. And there we go. Okay, so those are on. And when this opens, it'll open like so. So it's all good. Not quite finished yet though. Okay, so now I'm going to pull in my flowers. Now a little tip for you when you're stamping the flowers, because this comes with a punch, you want to make sure that your flowers line up with the punch so that when you go to do your punching, everything is going to be in the right place and you don't waste your paper. Oh, you can hardly see because this is so white on white. Let's hope you can see that well enough. So I've pre-punched here the shape of the flowers, and I'm going to use both the outline part and the center part here that fits in the punch. Oh, Ziva's a little crazy tonight. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to lay this on top and try to center this on my die cut. Okay, and then I'm going to do the same thing with my leaf. Now I found the leaf is a little trickier to get lined up there perfectly, but I think I've about got it there. Then I'm going to bring my ink block or my stamp block, and I'm going to just set this directly on top of the whole thing. Okay, now I can stamp. And I'm going to use the Night of Navy. Again, the white on white is a little tricky. I might have been wiser to do a colored background here, but I didn't, so we'll just have to deal with it. Yeah, I didn't quite get that one. I might have to do an extra. Let's try this again. I just didn't press hard enough. All right, here we go. I should have a foam mat underneath. Let's see if I get it this time. There we go, that's better. Okay. And I'm going to do one more just because I didn't get all of the first flowers. So I'm not so worried here about the leaf. I'm going to do one more. And I'm just going to fit that in here. There we go. Good. So now I'm going to go back to the beginning. Put this back over top. I need to clean this up. Remove these. And I'm going to do the same thing with this color to fill in the flowers. So this is the color to fill in the flowers and the leaf. Pick that up. Now I'm putting Night of Navy away and getting out Misty Moonlight. Have you guys ever tried this technique? I'm just curious if you've ever done this with a builder punch to get your pieces. Now I'm going to stamp off once because I want this to be a little lighter. And down we go. And there, I didn't get enough of my big flower again. I'm not sure what it is. Do you know what? It might be even the the fact that my table's not perfectly flat, because I'm working on a folding table here, and as you may be aware, they are not always perfectly flat. All right, here we go. Make sure I get that big flower. I didn't get the light one this time. I am having trouble. I think my table is working against me here. Okay, let's turn it sideways this time. Stamp off one more time. I really should have taken the time to pull my mat in. Oh, I haven't got it all. The ink isn't all the way to the edge there. That won't look nice. There we go. Okay. Okay. You've not done this, Marilyn. Well, this is a perfect strategy when you have a builder punch. A bunch of pieces that kind of punch out together, and if you want them all to get done together. Now, I have had very bad luck with my inking here tonight. I'm afraid I really should have taken the time to do my foam mat, but because it's going to look a little rustic, I think I'm going to just pick the best of them and live with it. So here we go. Just clean that off, and now we bring in our punch. So I can just line this up, and everything lines up the way it should because it was all lined up with the punch before. So there's one. Gotta hold your mouth right. There we go. Two, and then the last one. Three. Okay, so now we're going to bring our card back in and we're going to do some decorating. So I started off decorating these little side pieces. And I did 3 on the one side and 2 on the other because I'm working with the idea that odd numbers are better. Okay, so I'm going to pull in my mini dimensionals here. And you can see parts of it are not inked as well and parts are better, and for this purpose it just doesn't matter terribly. So I'm just going to go with it because I think that it's fine. Here we are. And another one here. There we go. So now these can come in, and I'm going to add on the front here one of the larger flowers. and a leaf. They all turned out really well this time. I'm going to just tuck that. I think I'm going to turn this a bit more there. Yes, like so. And I'm going to just tuck this little leaf right in there. There. Now actually two more things to do. So I think I forgot my rhinestones. That's what happens when you lose your sample card. You forget some of the things you need. So I'm looking just for my basic rhinestones. Here they are. And what did I do here? I don't know. But I think what I'm going to do, maybe I didn't use them. But I think I'm going to take one of these big ones and pop it in the center here. I'm going to add a bit of ribbon. So I'm using the Starry Sky ribbon, and it works pretty well with this paper. Myself a little bow. And just tuck that down here with a glue dot. Just kind of rolling this up because the ribbon itself is narrow and I don't want it to really show. Here we are. Let's just let that pop up there. And let's just trim this down here. Okay. Now, do I need more rhinestones on there? What do you think? I could put a couple little ones on. I'm not sure. I think I'm going to leave it like that. Although something is telling me more bling, but let's just try the little ones. Let's just try these little guys. These are actually the medium sized, aren't they? Let's pull a little one. And 2. There we go. Love it. So that is a trifold card, and you could do this with other shapes as long as you don't cut through the fold. That's the thing to remember. Don't cut through the fold. And so I hope that you like the card. I absolutely adore the paper. I think this is a fun card to make and not terribly difficult, but lots of, I don't know, just lots of details to make it interesting. So thanks for watching. I hope that you will maybe share the video so others can see it, and pop back and see me next week when I'll have another card using these same shaped layering dies or nesting dies, and show you some more things you can do with them. Take care, friends. Have a good evening. Bye-bye now.